there is a very serious penalty for the violation of perjury. Pag ito po may perjury, there is a serious violation of that. So ito, Mr. Chair, ang nangyari po sa atin. Pero, Mr. Chair, again, I leave it to the wisdom of the committee, on the Good Government Committee, my chairman, Honorable Alvarado, and of course, Chicoy Alvarez. Sa palagay ko po, importante pag-usapan yung prangkisa and at a proper time, kung nakikita nyo na pong i-take up ang resolusyon na ito, ay pwede natin pag-usapan with NTC, and of course, the Solicitor General will be invited to also give his side on this matter. Marami pong salamat, Mr. Chairman Alvarado and Chairman Chicoy Alvarez.
Maraming pong salamat, Congressman Defensor. Ngayon, dadako na po tayo sa mga opening statement. First, the Chair would like to recognize Solicitor General Jose Calida for his opening statement.
Honorable Speaker of the House, Alan Peter S. Cayetano, Majority Floor Leader Ferdinand Martin Romualdez, Chairman Franz E. Alvarez, Chairman Jose Antonio R. C. Alvarado, distinguished representatives, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. At the outset, let me correct that this is not my birthday today. In a few weeks from now, that will be my birthday. At the outset, also let me thank the Speaker for according me leniency during the hearing last May 26, 2020, and for inviting me again in today's hearing regarding the constitutional and legal issues surrounding the franchise application of ABS-CBN. Bago po ang lahat, gusto ko pong ipaabot na nakikiisa ako at ang aking tanggapan sa layunin ni Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano hit the nail on the head when he said, and I quote, "The real issue with ABS-CBN and its owners is not press freedom. It is money, politics, and power. How power is acquired, how it is abused and maintained, and most of all, how it obstructs the country's economic and democratic development." For the past few days, ever since ABS-CBN supposedly went off the air, their stars and celebrities have taken to social media to rail against what they perceive to be oppression on the part of the government. In desperation, they would want to use their influence over the multitudes of fans to muddle the issue and drum up support for their network. One of the more prominent stars who spoke against the government is Coco Martin. He said in a social media post addressed to me that, and I quote, "Kapag ang pamilya ko kinanti, kahit sino ka pa, lalabanan ako ng patayan sa iyo, kahit patayin mo pa ako." Maraming salamat, Solicitor General Joe Calida, at sa bumubuo ng NTC sa kontribusyon ninyo sa ating bayan. Tinatarantado ninyo ang mga Pilipino. It appears that he is spoiling for a fight. He feels that he can solve their problems the same way as he solves them on screen with much of bluster and bravado. Allegedly, he has apologized for his tantrum. However, we cannot discount the fact that in his rage, Coco Martin's outburst showed a clear lack of understanding of the situation. His sarcasm is clear. Ipagdarasal ko na lumiwanag po sana ang inyong isipan at kung sino man po ang nag-utos sa iyo, unquote. If I had not been the Solicitor General, I would have called his bluff and make him eat his words. For decades now, ABS-CBN has been deceiving the Filipino people, appropriately Congress now seeks to revise the past of ABS-CBN to determine if they are worthy of a legislative franchise. In view of its nature as a grant from the state, a legislative franchise is not a right that can be exercised at will and pleasure. Rather, it is a privilege subject to regulation under such condition as the government may see fit. Thus, in cases of misuse, non-use, or abuse of a franchise, the state ought to reassert its authority and rights as a grantor, regardless of the grantee's identity and influence. Through the proceedings before this body, the time has come to expose ABS-CBN, whose owners and corporate officers continue to deceive the Filipino people into believing that they are in the service of the Filipino. In truth, however, ABS-CBN is motivated not by service, but by greed and desire for power and influence. Their brazen acts must come to an end. The hour of reckoning may have been delayed, but it has now come. As for ABS-CBN, you may have committed too many violations which went unnoticed and unpunished, but we are determined to root out such illegal practices. I could hear now the voice of Frank Sinatra resonate, and now the end is near. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Maraming salamat po, Solicitor General. Paglilinaw lamang po sa